Where are you? If you're like most people, you're probably working from home. Are you in the kitchen? You in the bedroom? Are you in the living room? If you're in the bathroom, pause this video and come back when you're finished. Let's talk. You and I have been getting a lot of FaceTime these days. Online FaceTime. We're either FaceTime with family and friends. We're doing virtual happy hours. We're either joining or leading virtual meetings. And if you're giving a virtual presentation, you might be talking to an audience who's distracted, stressed out, or suffering from screen fatigue. So how do you reach an audience who's stressed out, suffering from screen fatigue, or just distracted? Keep listening and I'll show you how. Today, you'll find out the 2 ingredients you need for an engaging meeting or presentation. Next, you're going to find out a rule of thumb that will help make your meetings more engaging. And then finally, I'm going to share with you a lesson that my father taught me. So, make your presentations engaging. So what do you have to do? Well, there are 2 ingredients you need to make your presentations engaging. You need 2 E's. The first E is engineering. I call it engineering or building engagement into the plan for your meeting or presentation. So that means when you're developing your script or program, make sure you include questions, videos, games, activities that involve your audience and get them involved early. You want a 2-way conversation. If you're opening your meeting or presentation, ask a question and have your audience answer it in the chat, raise their hand, or unmute themselves and answer the question. You want to signal early that this is going to be a 2-way conversation. The second E is energy. Your audience is feeding off of you. All eyes are on you. So you have to bring the energy, emotion, and enthusiasm. It has to be on your face, in your voice, and in your gestures. If you want a pumped up audience, you've got to pump them up. So we've talked about 2 E's, but I'm going to tell you about a rule of thumb. My mentor, Craig Valentine, says, don't squeeze too much information in your presentation because it squeezes your audience out. What does that mean? If you try to cram too much information in, your audience is going to zoom out. It's going to be boring. It's going to be overwhelming. It's just going to be too much. So Craig created a 10-to-1 rule of thumb. He says, for every 10 minutes you talk, only make 1 major point. So if you're giving a 30-minute presentation, that means you're only making 3 points. So what do you do the rest of the time? You add engaging activities like stories, videos, games, questions, examples, things that make your audience engaged and make your point come alive. So we've talked about the 2 E's and the 10-to-1 rule of thumb. But let me remind you that you need to include stories in your presentation. Why? Because they help you build a connection with your audience. Have you ever learned a lesson that changed the way that you looked at people? I remember January 1st, 2016, like it was yesterday. I remember because it was cold in Orlando. Well, cold for Orlando standards. And I could not find my father. I was worried because he was 95. Although he was a retired college professor, he was suffering from Alzheimer's. And I couldn't find him. Daddy, how did you get in the den? I don't know, Roz. Where am I? Daddy, you're living in Orlando with me. Okay, Roz. I can't remember much, but I know this. Ultimately, I'll get what I need. Now, I didn't say anything, but I thought, wow, Daddy just taught me a valuable lesson. That day, my father taught me, don't underestimate anyone. You can learn valuable lessons from anybody, no matter what age they are. You just have to listen with empathy. If you want to get more audience engagement tips, go to my Better Speaking Skills Facebook page. I'm Rosalyn Porter, your Better Speaking Skills coach. I can help you communicate better and achieve more in virtual and live meetings.